The fatigue is literally just you have been struggling to get enough air and get enough oxygen to your brain, so it's making you tired. If you ever get caught in smoke and you start feeling tired, that's not a good sign, guys. Don't do it.
Self-injure.
Like
It'll
when
give you
you're in a
enough
blizzard and
adrenaline
start
to keep
feeling
going.
tired.
Yeah. So, at this point, pretty much everybody except for those few are out of the fire and out of harm's way.
Today I've been ill for a while.
Yeah. So we're just gonna continue down initiative. We're starting right back at the top with Henry.
We saved 3 bags of flour.
Then I am on deck, and then Brina's on deck. All right, Henry. What are you gonna do? You are trapped in a fire, and it is hot. And actually, it's the start of your turn again, so I'm gonna need another con save because you are still caught in the middle of that, and it's getting hot, and there's a lot of smoke.
And he's muted, so make sure he remembers that.
What?
He's muted. So that he remembers.
Oh, you are muted, so if you were talking to me, I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with the dog over here, so it's getting
Gotcha.
loud. Natural 19 or
A natural 19.
24.
Alright, well, somehow you were still managing to hold it together. So.
My eyes are burning.
But I can get it out of here. It's great.
Yep.
You're a little sweaty.
A little sweaty. I will pick it. I'll pick up stuff that looks important. I don't know. There's not a lot that looks important in the tent, so I will duck out of the tent to see my new surroundings.
You are surrounded by flames, and most of the flames are orange, but you are seeing some blue flame and a little bit of white flame, and that's a little worrying.
What is that?
You're seeing some blue flame, but you're also seeing a little bit of white flame, which is a little bit worrying.
Is that the fire itself, or is that me?
Huh?
You did green and purple, so it's not you.
No, I did green and purple, and then I did blue and white.
Oh.
I did both.
Oh.
So
he's too far in the center to be within your.
Okay, so it's not my thaumaturgy. It's the
No, it is the actual fire burning very, very hot. He's in the center, so of course, when you're in the center, the temperature is going to skyrocket.
So, yeah. Trying to think of what to do here. Can I see anything? Anyone? Do I know my way back?
Okay, so yeah, just because of the situation, I need a perception check, and I need a perception check at disadvantage because of all the smoke and the flame.
20.
20 what?
20. Just
What?
straight 20.
Wow.
Modify it. So it's not natural 20, but just...
Okay, so you can see basically 10 feet in front of you, and then it gets pretty obscure. There's a lot of shadows, you can hear a lot of screaming, things are very disorienting. I need a survival check. Also at disadvantage because of the landmarks you would have used to get in are now on fire.
So, 14, but I have you know, I rolled a natural 20 on that one.
Wow, your dice really like you. Okay, you think you might know the way out.
Okay. Is there any water close by to me? Or was there any, like, water in the tent I was at?
No.
No. Alright, well, I will do the next best thing I know, and I will cut. I'll use one of my knives that I have, and I'll cut a piece of the tent, wrap it around my face, and pick the darkest spot in the fire I can find that is in the direction I think I need to go, and trot that way.
Okay, cool. Cool. And then
Whilst keeping my eyes and ears open to see if I hear or see anything familiar.
Oh, you lucky dog.
Yay.
No, I rolled a 95% to see if you actually found the right way out. So you are going to make it all the way up to the edge. You're not on your next turn, so something to think about. You're going to have to try to figure out how to get through the flames to get out of the fire.
How tall are the flames?
Taller the flames. Well, since tents were set on fire, taller than most two-legged people,
Okay.
including you.
How,
They're probably
how
like
much-
10, probably like 10, 12 feet. We're talking
how
like
many-
tents.
Okay. How much of a space do I have to run? Like 40 feet, 80 feet, 200 feet.
Nah, it's probably like a 20-foot thickness.
Okay. All right. I'll weigh my options.
All right. Amror, your men are going to start hauling the food out of here and start heading back to where we had initially met up, so that the food does not accidentally catch on fire in case any random sparks fly off in the direction you guys had left the food.
Go us.
So they're just going to be doing that. So Brina, you are up, and then it'll be me again, and then Amror.
Do I have to do another Constitution save?
Yes, because you guys are still running around the fire.
12.
Okay, so yeah, the smoke is really getting to you. You're gonna end up taking another, point of exhaustion, or, exhaustion, yeah, another point of exhaustion. That is the word I want. Boy, who knew sitting in a bunch of panels was gonna break my brain? Okay. It's really funny is everyone's like, you're not staying for the rest of it. I was like, no, we're gonna go play D&D, and they're like, oh, I love D&D. I'm like, yeah, I didn't think anybody would actually think less of us here.
Hey, that's a reasonable excuse. Go out. Have fun.
They're doing, on Saturday, they're doing a freestyle D&D for like an hour or something like that, where you could literally do anything you want. And I was like, that is real dangerous, and I really want to do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
I can see that.
Tell Paul about it.
Yeah. Okay. Are you gonna do anything else with your turn, Brina, or are you just holding on to Rana and letting her do the work?
I'm honestly, considering I have the fatigue, I'm going to focus on breathing.
Okay.
Bardic
Focus on
inspiration.
breathing and not falling off of Rada, but I can try some Bardic Inspiration to somebody.
I think at this point, Rod is the only one that can hear you.
Yep, I'm going to give Rada some Bardic Inspiration here.
Probably going to
Please.
need it.
I believe in you.
Not just me, but yes, please save us, Rada.
Well, you're lucky because the second point of exhaustion is just your speed half, and since you're not actually moving.
Right? I was like, the good news for her is because she's writing, well, it was either the first or second one. Doesn't matter whatsoever.
Now, the first one is that you take disadvantage to all your ability checks.
Oh, then I probably should actually roll that again then. Wait,
That
no,
was not
Save,
safe.
saves
Right.
different.
Say that's different. Yeah.
As soon as they said it, I'm like, wait, nope, that's not right.
If it was saves, you would just quickly die a horrible death from exhaustion, because it usually comes from a save.
Yeah.
Yes, so Rada gets Bardic Inspiration, and I hold on for dear life and try and avoid smoke.
What's the dice for that?
8?
That creature gains 1 Bardic Inspiration die, a d6. Oh, wait. Correction, it is a d8 because it changes when you reach certain levels in this class, so it would be a d8.
Maybe I should have Earn level up in Bard.
Okay. Excellent. All right, so Cadmus, Amror's on deck.
I didn't realize that was going to be.
All right, so
You want one? You bring it along.
Cadmus is going to let some of the soldiers take his weapon away because he's sufficiently set fire to enough things. And now he's going to make sure that he didn't leave any of his companions in there. Oh, yeah, he totally didn't leave anybody in there. It's just Saxon's burning in the fire. He's good. So he's gonna turn and make his way away from the fire. Because I rolled really poor for that. Sorry, Henry. If Cadmus had realized you were in there, he would have opened up the fire for you, but he doesn't think you're in there, so... Sorry.
It's okay. I think I have a way out.
Alright. Amror!
Is there anything that actually? So I'm trying to remember the food that we have left to carry out. I seem to remember it was all in big storage though. 50-pound sacks of flour, barrels of food.
Your men have already taken the flour that was strapped to the sleigh.
Yeah.
So that leaves the 3 bags of oats, the 3 barrels of dried meat, and a barrel of dried fruit. Hold on. We had talked about how many men you had. Did I remember to write that down?
There's 3?
Nope.
3 that
Yeah,
were
there were
with
just
me,
the
but I
3 that
think
were
I
with
had,
you.
I think I currently have 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think 2 of them died in the previous battle.
1 died in the previous battle. You originally had 10.
I could have swore it was 2 in the previous battle, but we did also discuss the originally having 10 thing. I was like, if it was 2, it makes sense because you have 11 plus Amror for 12, and it doesn't make sense just as much as 10 does.
I just remember her saying that we lost 1, and so that's why we're down to 9. But,
Yes.
But your numbers make sense.
So I don't remember which. I was like, I thought we lost 2, but if you say that we had 10 and we lost 1, what we know now is that there's 9. We
Yes,
also have
there.
Halbert.
Yes.
Okay.
Albert!
He knows all Amor's secrets.
Albert's awesome. And Tim the new guy is apparently the explosions expert.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Explosives.
yeah, the other 6 are still with Uther, but he has already sent them off. So they may, in a few rounds, end up over there to help you move things.
Cool.
Not that Amor knows that. He's just there by himself with a bunch of food.
Yeah. Amor probably, I think we've established that he might struggle a little bit to get any of this food. Not that he's not strong enough, but, 1 arm. So.
Yeah.
Um,
He's also welcome to just stand guard in case anybody else from your side comes by and you're just like, we need to get this food out of here, so take it.
kind of keeping an eye out for people that are nearby enough to flag down and say, hey, provisions? Do you like eating? Bring the food up to the people so you have food tomorrow.
Hey, do you like eating? Then get this out of here.
Amber is in luck because Bors is coming around with the cavalry. So he's got, more than a dozen men following behind him from our side. And he sees you and he's like, what are you doing? What is that?
It's food!
Tomorrow's dinner.
Okay, hey, Viti, get over here. And he starts pointing, directing people to grab food, so a couple of them are hoisting bags together and running with them, and some of them are rolling the barrels out of there. So they'll be able to get all the food out.
Excellent. So Amor can return safely now that the food has been handled.
Saxons. How much damage are you taking this turn?
All of it. They might as well be scorched by dragons at this point.
Not all of it.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, really, how much different is the damage from getting burned alive in your own camp from getting scorched alive by a giant mythical dragon?
For all they know, he just launched some fireballs from a couple miles away and torched their camp.
They couldn't see anything, and if there was any roaring, then they could have been convinced it was a dragon. Unless, of course, you could convince them that the explosions were roaring.
Who's gonna be left to convince?
Okay, cool.
The storytellers.
The screaming has pretty much died down. They may or may not all be dead at this point.
Yeah.
Alright, Idea! Erden, you're on deck. So,
Idea's on a hill.
Idea is on a hill. Perfect. That's true.
Yep, she doesn't have much else to do than wait for everyone to come back. Maybe take a nap.
Alright, then it's Erden with Tong on deck.
If it's really 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Find a nice
Ern's-
tree, take a
Ern's
nap.
busy being
That's
passed
where we're
out.
going.
Erden, since you are down and you are suffering from heat stroke, I do need a death saving throw.
Well, so I
12,
passed the
okay.
first one.
With barely flying colors. In perfect Erden style.
Yes.
What's hilarious is because it is a giant fire, this might be the one place where Eridan's plot armor doesn't apply, because we know that's how he dies.
Whoops.
And then
Self-inflicted.
And since Thunderclap at least saw where both Tong and Henry entered the camp, he'll circle around and enter it and look for them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Let's see here.
Still trying to talk in 3.5.
So
I just leveled my character up, so I'm like still thinking.
15 plus 1, 16.
16? Alright, well, but the fact that Henry somehow is still managing to find his way through things, they do meet up. So he does find Henry.
Well, then he'll whinny at Henry, turn around, and basically motion for him to get on.
Wait, has he got to me or just seen me? Because currently there's a wall of fire between me and the outside of the camp and the getting out.
Yeah,
That's
so
because then Thunderclap jumps in, so you can't.
I was gonna say technically Thunderclap's not a real horse, so he doesn't have the same effects. He can't catch on fire.
Hooray for technicalities.
That's nice. He's like, I'm just
Yes, magic.
invincible.
So yeah, he will get to you.
And since Bryn isn't there, you just hear whinnying.
Like the one time it would matter, and she's totally not anywhere close.
Has
Alright.
my moment arrived? Have I been chosen by the gods for a great quest? I will
does have fire.
Tongue,
Alright.
it is your turn.
Alright, so I do not think that this would work under normal conditions. However, I'm going to use an adventure coin for this.
Yeah.
So, from the sky, whoever is nearby Tong will hear Lao Shi, Gai Bian, and she'll wild shape into a fox, and Gao Shi will, from the sky, like, do the owl thing where he like grabs her and begins flying off. If you watch the video that I posted in general, I'm trying to get the effect of that scene to get her out of there.
Which is really cool. I'm glad I watched that now. Because that's actually really cool.
Okay, so
Rescue owl.
excuse me, Big Bang, why are you playing?
Because it's more important than anything else. I created all. It is the one thing that
Alright.
allows you to see.
So, you've got a couple of options then for that. Either I have you roll, or you use that fancy token I gave you guys.
I'm using the token.
So,
I'm using the
All
token.
right. You're using the token. Cool. All right. One token for this session. So, yeah, you get this pretty epic. You get lifted out of there. You get up over the flames. You get out of the smoke. And he's able to carry you back over to where Idea is. And you guys can wait for the rest of the army to meet up with you.
Yep, that's what we're going to do. Okay, Idea, you see a barn owl land nearby you with a four-tailed fox who just, as soon as they're on the ground, the fox like wraps around the owl's feet and lies down.
All right.
But it's not on fire.
no.
Nothing's on fire.
Does
No,
smell
nothing.
Smoke.
Okay.
All right. So now we're on to Uther. Tooth, you're on deck. Hi, Albus. Don't knock that
Hey,
over.
Elvis.
Don't knock that over. Thank you. Stop rubbing your face on that. All right. So Uther has got to hoist his buddy out of there. He's not a healer, so he also can't do anything about your injuries. I didn't pull that up. That was doom. Doom, 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 doom. Okay. Fighter.
I don't know why that came to mind, but it did.
Okay, so what do I want him to do?
Through the fire and flames.
Okay. So, because of
Might as
him,
well
who
be
he is,
at this
I'm gonna
point.
swap out his strength and dex, and he's just going to like heft you up and like fling you over his shoulder so that you're kind of draped over him, and then he's just gonna run. Because he's a dexy mofo. That's what he does. Alright. Tooth, your turn. Rada, you're on deck.
I was taking my way out.
Are you still in there?
I
I thought you got out. Did you get out, or are you still in the middle of the fire?
I was close to getting because I
Okay.
did have to read one. I had to do one Constitution save,
Right. Okay.
but I wasn't quite out yet.
Okay. Then give me another Constitution save, and then we'll
It's
get you
14.
14. Oh, you're so close. Okay. Taking a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's your second. Okay. So your speed is now halved. Thankfully, you only need about half the speed to get out of the flames, but you're starting to feel it. And even in your little leather armor, you're like, whoo! And you're itty bitty. But if you choose to do your movement, you can get out. You're still close to the fire, though.
Oh, sorry, I missed the part. My brain like turned off this bit there.
If you use your movement, you can get out, but you will be close to the fire, basically like Erden was.
This is
So you'll have to do another con save next turn.
for this. Yes.
Dash.
This session, this last session, and this
Okay.
session.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend sharing that to general.
Okay. Rada, Henry, you're on deck.
Alright. coming out of the fire.
Uh-huh.
Alright, then we're going to rendezvous with, or go back to the rendezvous point.
Alright, sounds good.
Do I see anyone when I use my full movement of 50 feet?
This is basically just our theme
Oh
song.
yeah, you easily meet up with the cavalry. They're rolling big chugs of things and carrying big heavy bags of food.
Alright, that was in the torch, putting that back in the bag, and I can't really carry any of the barrels one-handed. So,
You have the same problem as Amber.
I have a similar problem. Because I currently have a Warhammer fused to my hand.
Yep.
With your Warhammer fused between Amror and Rada, we have one full pair of hands. And a very good offense and defense.
But what if it's both same in hand?
Riddled little party heart clean on Rada's back.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to like stand vigilant and make sure that we don't get attacked while we are getting the food out.
Cool. All right.
No, she got the cavalry.
Ah.
Henry, a horse has just appeared.
Behold, my time has come. Henry's gonna look at the horse, recognize it, obviously, and be like, oh, now I'm torn. I was planning to jump, but now I want to ride the horse.
Get on the horse!
And it looks so inviting.
Well, the horse is got his butt towards you, and he is nickering at you, like dancing in place, like, come on.
Like, you can even see in his face, it's like, dude, come on. I don't want to be here.
The time for heroes is over. Let's just get out of here.
And yeah, I will jump on and probably easily clear his back and jump on him, like I am jumping on a normal-sized pony.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and because you're still on the fire on your turn, I do need another con save.
Let's just pretend that I have a natural standing ton of 17.
Okay,
I rolled a
yeah.
17.
No, you're still good.
Sweet. And then, yeah.
Cool. All right,
Me.
you will move when it is his turn.
Yay.
All right, Amor's men have gotten back to the rendezvous points. Leave it then. Brina, you are at the rendezvous point, so you don't have to do anything at this point. Definitely don't have to make any more con saves.
I'm just gonna kind of like drape myself forward and like have my arms kind of like laying over Rada's sides and just kind of breathe. Just focus on breathing. But I'm gonna look like a little tuckered out kid. It's like.
Cadmus will get up there and just kind of look around and seeing all the singed and people who are coughing and spluttering. He's just like, I do not have the energy to heal all of you. Who is the worst? He starts going through and seeing if he can figure out who's got the worst damage, smoke inhalation, and all that stuff.
Adele is slightly relieved that he didn't look at her to ask for help.
So Cadmus will heal you, Brina,
Oh,
for 9 points.
yay!
And he's just like, take it easy. Deep, slow breaths, you'll be fine.
Thanks, Cadmus.
Yeah. Alright. Next, and...
Is Is Uther there with Airden?
No, not yet.
Okay. Did I see Airden go down at all?
No, there's too much smoke.
Okay.
He was too close to the fire.
Cadmus is going to use up all his spell slots. Be like, damn it! Why did you get here earlier?
He's just gonna be like, you gotta be kidding me. Emror. You will make it back to the rendezvous point with the rest of the cavalry who is with you.
Emmer will start counting heads of his men.
It does appear that all of your men are there and accounted for. Some of them are coughing a little bit from smoke inhalation, but otherwise they seem unharmed.
Excellent.
And then we move on to Idea.
Is anybody on fire?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, moving on.
Alright, Erden!
That's a 3 for my death save.
Ooh!
Airden!
Baby! What are you doing?
It's not a natural 1, we're fine.
You are not allowed to die yet!
But this is how he dies.
Shush, no, he dies in a fire, not necessarily this fire!
Well, the last thing Erden sees is just a continuous flame, so...
And he did see the flame in that mirror.
I'm just
Why
picturing
not?
now that nobody's able to heal him when he gets there, and so, like, when he does wake up, it's Emrys he sees, and he's like, oh man, I must have died.
I still have spell
Because he
slots.
forgot that Emrys is
I still
alive.
have spell slots.
Huh?
I still have spell slots.
Ember has more cure wounds available than Idea does at this point.
That's hilarious.
And Idea saying to her that she can drench somebody in water.
Okay. Dong! You are safe.
Yep.
If there's nothing you wish to do, we'll move on.
No,
Uther!
I'm just going to move in PTSD panic.
So, Uther comes up. Everybody who's there waiting sees Erden, like, draped very limply over his shoulders. And then he drops him, and as you expect, Cadmus goes, you've got to be kidding me. Comes over, and he's, like, checking him over, and he's like, is he even breathing? What happened? Uther just shrugs, I don't know, we were next to the fire, and then he just collapsed. I don't know, PTSD?
Oddly enough, no, that was not involved. Erden rolled perfectly fine on his wisdom saves.
And he's like, so can you heal him? And Cadmus is just like, I just did all the healing I can do.
I take it Rod, I can see this and hear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Rod. I mean, you can't hide anything.
Rada, our passive perception queen.
Ember will also come over.
I can get him.
Oh, good. Because, honestly, if he dies on me, that's just one more that I just can't handle at
Is
this
it
point.
still a baking plate is the question.
Uther starts to kind of strip off the armor that
Anybody
he
have
can get off to try and cool you off. Now that you are out of immediate danger.
Could we still cook an egg on his armor?
Alright, Tooth!
I got a 17 this time.
Okay, you're doing good. You're not gonna be moving very fast, and it's real quiet. Everybody seems to have abandoned you.
I feel like we've forgotten something. Maybe a bag of gold? Or something that
What happened to the leprechaun?
Oh, slowly.
You're just like, it's fine. I get this. I'm too old for this. Oh my gosh, your beard is singed. It is smoking. I forgot you still have that. You didn't get rid of it. You're
Going
just
from black
like...
to gray.
Ash gray.
He's gonna pull out his beard stuff.
just while he's moving like that. Okay, we're good.
His beard.
Alright, Rada.
Alright.
Go ahead and you'll learn him.
Alright. I will healing word at 2nd level.
Okay.
So that is 2d4. Not +4. Whoa! 12 hit points back.
Nice.
That is
and actually,
max.
while I'm thinking about this, because of the setting and how I'm doing things, I kind of want the healing to be more realistic. So just because you have 12 hit points, does that mean you can pop up and be like, oh, that was crazy? No, that sucked. You are reeling from this when you wake up and you are just, oh, you are. I mean, you feel like you're on fire. Like you can feel places where maybe your undergarments have slid up and the metal is touching you from your armor, and that doesn't feel good. You can feel just like nothing but sweat, like cold sweat down your body. So you're like hot and cold. Your breathing is very labored. You're whoa. And your eyes aren't exactly focusing, but you're pretty sure Uther is right next to you. And maybe Rada.
Where's the puke bucket?
No, it won't be quite like that. He's
I
just
don't-
extremely drained and very dehydrated. Alright. Henry! You are out of the fire, the horse is chugging
Nice.
along. Since everyone is out of the fire, I'm not going to worry about,
Is Tooth out? Did he make it out? I thought
Tooth is out! Tooth is not with the rest of you, though. Like, you get out, you make it back over to the rest of them. If you wish to look for all of your companions, make sure they're all there, you can. He is small, so he's not immediately obvious. But as far as you guys all know, yeah, as far as you guys all know, you are all back together and out of the fire.
I rolled an 18 on perception to see who is all around me. If I can
18?
count heads, I'm like, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You see everybody but Tooth.
Where's the wee one? Where's the wee little one?
If you mean
pose
me,
that to the
I'm
group.
over here. If you mean Tooth, I don't know.
I guess we should probably find a little our lucky charms. Our lucky charm.
Actually, at hearing that, Thunderclap will like just audibly sigh and then turn around and start going back, like not paying attention if Henry's still there.
And you hear Henry go, "What?"
Is Henry still on him?
Locks. Yeah, I'm gonna lock my legs around
Like,
his
oh.
body and grab at his mane.
Alright. I am going to need perceptions from both Thunderclap and Henry.
18 again.
Huh?
Wow.
18, both of them.
You hear a lot of rumbling that sounds kind of sing-songy. Maybe it's Gaelic. And you can see the grass moving. You don't necessarily see Tooth at first, but the grass is moving. And there's definitely some... And there's a little trail of smoke coming up from his singed hair.
I will take out a piece of rope, knot the end of it, and lower it down and say, "Grab on!"
I'm too tired.
Hey, you can... Oh, yeah, you get a disadvantage at your skill check, so...
I'm tired. I can't.
Actually,
this
upon
could've
hearing
been
that, Thunderclap will like bring his head down, grab the back of Tooth's shirt, and kind of bring him around to Henry.
Woo!
I will reach out and let him plop him in the palm of my hand.
Excellent. Tooth, you have been rescued. Now you guys can all get back together.
And her back.
The trek back is slow, partially because there are barrels of food that need to be rolled. Partially because some people have suffered from exhaustion.
Yeah.
Not just because of the fire, but you guys have been up all night.
Yeah. So Tong is definitely taking this opportunity to sleep the return trip.
By the time you guys make it back to camp, you can see a little sliver of light on the horizon.
Amor probably made some efforts to help the worst as well. He also came to help Eridan, looked at Rada, and was like, if anybody asks, I'm really good at medicine.
But yeah, you guys... When you guys get back to camp, the druids are already up. They see you, they're moving. They're helping those who are seriously hurt. Leothlid comes over to you, Erden, just watching you as you're kind of being like half carried, half dragged.
I mean, it would have been convenient to just throw me on Thunderclap.
Yeah.
That's true. Either that or you're like half drooped over him. And she just looks at you and goes, why? You do know the point of that was to set fire to them, not you.
The fire never touched me.
Uther goes,
Like a rotisserie chicken.
Uther's like, that is true. He didn't actually go into the fire. I think he just got too close.
Actually, with 16 on medicine, Ern probably would have told people, yeah, just make sure to take all the armor off. There's space in my bag of holding. Just
toss
it in there, please. Thank you.
Periodically, Cadmus would have been collecting water and just spraying you with it to keep you cool.
The first time Adea saw this, she probably cast Create Water and just drenched him with it.
This has also been making sure that you are not drinking too much water in one go. Like, the first time he gave you water, you probably just went to chug it, and he goes, that's enough. And you're just like,
I don't know. My medicine proficiency probably would have told me, no, don't do that.
That's true, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can control the automatic urge your body has to. There is that. You ever been, I don't know if any of you have ever had heat exhaustion or heat stroke before, but you want to drink, regardless of the fact that you know you shouldn't. Mm-hmm. And it is miserable because you're like nauseous and thirsty and hot and cold and it's awful. Don't recommend it. Don't do it. But yeah, they get you back. The druids automatically take you. Several of the water druids take you, and they're basically doing a magical IV to rehydrate you and to get you the care you need. After a long rest, you will be able to get all of your hit points back.
Cool.
Or not even a long rest, full rest. It does have to be a full rest because you were severely dehydrated.
Are there any obvious tables when we get back to the camp?
No.
Okay. Then as soon as she notices the camp and there are no tables, Adea finds the closest tree and slumps down underneath it.
Anybody who suffered
probably fallen asleep on the wall of a workshop before.
Anybody who suffered from smoke inhalation will be taken care of by the air druids, who will basically sift out all those nasty particles from your lungs, so that you have nothing but fresh, clean air. So once you get some sleep, that exhaustion will be gone. For those who were in the fire, despite constitution saves or whatever, you are going to have first-degree burns. So basically like a bad sunburn. You were really close to this really hot fire. Erden, you have second-degree burns. Yeah. They're putting some nice salves on them, which feel really good. They sting, but then they cool, and you're just like, oh, Yeah. You know, like aloe vera. It may, in fact, be aloe vera.
Somehow Ern's left leg is somehow
The
worse
day
than
I
everything
never even
else.
got kind of close.
Yeah, I'm just imagining the awkward situation where Ra goes up to a druid and just like holds out a fox to them. And like, all right, what do you want me to do with this? Like, smoke inhalation.
Smoke inhalation, help.
Leoffled, oh,
No,
poor
okay.
baby. Let's get you all fixed up.
So, quick question for you, Jen.
Yep.
The people that were in the fire, like Rada and Brina, does that count for us? I'm not really sure.
If you were close enough to the fire that you were affected by it, you will have some sort of first degree burn. Like I said, for you, you were only on the outside. It's probably only on one side, and it's probably like an arm, you know, maybe your cheek or something. This is just a bad sunburn. It'll take a little time to heal, but it's there. It stings. It feels
So-
nice to put something cool on it.
Okay.
So while Amarod men probably have something, probably doesn't apply to Adea, who never got close enough to do anything more than shoot an arrow at it
No,
and call it a
I
day.
mean, even Uther has some first degree burns. Like maybe even some pretty bad spots from any place that someone's armor touched him while he was
I was
carrying
about
him.
to say, it's like, I'm pretty sure he would have some good second degree burns from Erden's armor.
Yeah, so he's probably got some along his neck and such. He's probably protected by whatever he was wearing underneath on his shoulders, but his neck probably got some. Maybe his cheeks and his chin line. And yes, he will make sure that you are well aware of the hurts he took to get you out of there. He is not above.
Ern's basically being half naked, being slathered in aloe vera. I think Erden is fully aware of a lot of things.
Just picturing this now, it's like Leofflid's tending to you and it's just like, okay, you've got some burns in some awkward places. I apologize, but I have to touch them. I have to get salve on them. Just like, I'm not going to remove your undergarments, but the hand is going in. You're just going to have to deal.
Ern will basically just mutter, I don't care either way. This sucks.
I don't care.
I almost died. Just fix it.
What does modesty have to do with my pain?
Just giving you fair warning. But yes, you may suddenly feel some cold sensations on your buttocks.
They love you.
Right. Tooth, you probably have a full body sunburn because you're so little.
And I am Ginge.
And you are Ginge.
I match
You
my
went
beard.
from pasty to tomato and no to.
I match my beard.
You match your beard. So, I imagine that pretty much everybody who went out that night just out cold as soon as they're taken care of. So,
Amanda didn't get all the way back to camp. She just was like, "There's the camp. There's a tree.
yeah.
We're safe
So
enough."
we will time skip to when folks start to wake up.
What kind of a rest is this?
Full rest. You guys, you've probably
Thank you.
even been asleep for a day and a half at this point. Like, and it's not just you guys; it's everybody who went. The cavalry's out. Uther definitely conked out. I mean, he carried Erden a good distance, and it's not like Erden's a small person.
So you're saying that Adea's decision not to get involved might mean she's the first one awake, for once.
Probably yes.
Yes.
I would think that at least probably Brina and Tong, maybe Tooth, would also be in that group because they don't have to worry about staying on. Well, they would have to worry about staying, but they don't have to worry about controlling a horse.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, I think Idea probably took the least amount of damage out of everybody. and I think she would be up first, but I think like Rada and Brina would probably be up soon afterwards because we have a little bit of, we've been knocked around a little bit, but not as much as some people.
Mm-hmm.
Rhoda's probably
Both breathing.
out longer than you think because she made that trip twice.
Yeah.
Times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
So by the time everyone else is awake, Adea has found the ability to return the bow to the Kimri and get to work on a project again.
Definitely. So, if you know what you want to do when you wake up, now the floor is open to you.
Alright. Tong is going to, when she wakes up, take the time to write a couple letters. Because I imagine that if Brina was able to send regular letters home, then we have a decently robust mail system, at least in the other world.
Mm-hmm.
In the other world, we do.
So, and I also imagine being as old as she is, she knows how to get mail from the human world to the other world.
Yes.
So she's going to write a letter to her mother and a letter to a certain someone. Make them as serious as possible. Because, Trickster, the natural state would be to not believe what she's saying. Basically going to say, what has happened, that, I have no idea what year it is going to reach you, but I've apparently gone back in time, and in her letter to her to the other someone, it's going to be in her particular code, so that no one else can understand it besides the people that she's taught that code. Except for the last bit, in which case she has written the following poem. As soon as I pull it up. There we go. So, 黄花开放家月光，雷涛照不过，这夜的文几乎用。Which translates as, the yellow flowers bloom under the moonlight. Thunder roars without a storm. The smell of blood makes me dizzy.
See, my head is spinning.
And
Like a
when I wrote that, I unintentionally created a reverse haiku.
Yes.
I had to write haikus for a poetry class. I know how difficult it can be to write one forwards, let alone in reverse.
Haikus are about the only poetry I can do.
Actually, to get into a little bit more detail with Adea. So Adea will first go to find the Kimri.
Okay.
And bring the bow with her to return to them. I know I held on to this probably a little longer than I was supposed to, but it's here now.
I will say there is a language barrier here, so.
Yeah, Adea probably tries a couple different languages and realizes that none of them are working. She knows a lot, but her default around here is probably Latin, and then when that doesn't work.
Yeah. They don't, I mean, one of them stands up and just kind of smiles and nods and, holds his hand out for the bow. Feeling like that's part of what you're trying to say to him.
Yes.
So, and he'll just kind of, nod when he takes it and kind of, place his hand on, her forearm, in a thank you gesture.
Uh-huh. Adele was going to ask a question, and then she realizes that she tried a couple of different languages, and nobody understood what she was saying, so that might not get anywhere.
Unfortunately, the Kimri are the country folk. By and away.
Without like a random leader from either their side or ours, there's nobody to translate.
Yeah.
Yep. With that, then she will probably go start her project unless she randomly runs into Katniss on the way. She's got to get that chain on that darn necklace so that she can finally wear the crazy stone so she can throw it at the next magical thing that causes her issues.
It'd be best boy. You had to look
Stink to hit a magical
What?
trap with those around your neck.
What?
I was just saying, it would stink if you hit a magical trap with those things around your neck.
Would it protect you or make it worse? Nobody knows.
Do we want to know?
Wild magic.
No.
Good answer.
It could be a little bit of both. Who knows?
I think when Rena gets up, she might see Tong writing letters and kind of take you like, I should probably write home too. I haven't written to my brother and my family since we left. I can see how the boat's doing. I can let them know that I'm alive and that I haven't adopted any more pets.
You're stuck! You're stuck!
Oh no, Albus is stuck. Hi, Albus.
Okay. Sounds good. Got a letter party.
Emerald, once he's finally awakened, probably, make sure people are fine, but, they were all doing okay before, and then probably gets to work getting his bearings, seeing what the status of the camp is, and if there's anything that needs to be done. Back to work with him.
Cool. Yeah. It looks like a lot of work was, like the food at least has all been taken care of at this point while y'all were sleeping.
Yeah.
It does look like somebody made you some food. Don't you want that? You little douche.
That's the weirdest smell I've ever heard.
It does look like somebody made Amber some food, and left it out where he could get to it when he woke up. Somebody was thinking of him.
Excellent. Well, Emerald will not ignore this kindness, and once he has eaten and seen that the camp is well in array, we'll probably go visit Gorlois for the next assignment. And
Excellent.
talk about how we all didn't die.
Yeah.
We might still return home to our families.
It's easy enough. Gorlois is hanging out not too far away, talking to some of your men who've already woken up, and some of his other men who hung around at camp and waited for you guys. And he kind of waves. Hey, you survived. I heard it got quite toasty.
Something along those lines. Good morning. Or he'll kind of look around to make sure that he's got the right time of day.
It does look like it might be late morning. Yes. Still morning.
Or maybe afternoon.
Yeah. You guys must have been exhausted. You guys slept for a whole day. None of you even flinched. Honestly, I had to, touch you guys to make sure you were still breathing. It's kind of freaky.
First time Ern's never snored while sleeping.
Now it's just.
It's like a high pitched whistle snore. So much congestion in your nose that you're just like,
Well, if
I'm
it was,
breathing, but I'm snoring, but I'm dead.
well, if it wasn't the fire, it was definitely the exploding flower, or
Yeah.
the. I guess exploding isn't a word that would be part of the vernacular.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
It was the.
Incendiary
yeah.
power.
Yeah, I heard about that. I did not actually know that Flower did that. So I suppose if we ever need to, make a last ditch effort, we just fling some flour at the enemy, set it on fire. Other than that, how are you doing? You alright? No injuries?
I came out pretty clean.
Yeah, that's what your men said, that a few of them got some stabbed wounds, but they look pretty superficial, so. That's
Yes,
good.
we did have a small scuffle with some Saxons before, everything caught fire and flour exploded and
Then we ran away with food.
It was very impressive the amount of food you guys were able to get out of there, though. That'll go at least a little way.
it's good to be able to watch out for the men of the camp. The more people who get home, the better, and the more people who aren't starving, the more likely they're going to go home.
Well, I would just go ahead and take advantage of rest time. I have yet to hear from either of lovely leaders, and I think it's because Uther is still out cold. Aurelius hasn't really encouraged us to do anything at this point. He's been kind of holed up with Emerus, so who knows what's going on there.
Well, if we're not under attack and we're not looking for anything right now, then that's probably as close to a break as we're going to get out here.
Yes, so take advantage of it. I certainly am. And he kind of leans back against a rock. This rock is not comfortable.
You don't say, Gorlos.
Well, I will take your advice, my lord, and maybe I will, and hopefully you will find a more comfortable rock.
Maybe if I just, ooh. Actually, if I maybe massage that spot, I didn't know that hurt.
I didn't know that hurt.
Sometimes you don't realize your muscles are tight until you hit it with something and you're like, oh, let me just work that out.
So Amber will come back to his men, kind of briefly apprise them of the situation of, we're kind of in a holding pattern. We're not under attack. Things are relatively calm right now. So, if you had any letters you wanted to write or people you wanted to go talk to, now's the time to do it. And then he'll probably wander over to talk to our party once they finally wake up, because I'm sure there are still a lot of stories he has to hear.
That
And it
sounds
seems
because
to be
Rada wants
fine
to talk
to me.
with him.
Perfect. All right, here's your chance, Rada.
Emerald, I see you looking very well this morning, at least better than last night.
The rest certainly did me good. Maybe more of it than I would normally say I could afford to have, but it seems like things are relatively calm for the time being.
As calm as they can get in a war camp.
Do you know if there is any further orders coming from on high?
Not known to me at this time.
Um, then I would like to take this moment to discuss our plans for preventing the death of the Queen.
You have me all ears.
So, as I think we are all on board at this point. The only person that
Ice
concerns
cream
me the
sandwich.
most is Erden for obvious reasons. However, if the White Lady is not there, then he should be able to come with us. I don't know if it is a wise decision to bring him with or to leave him here. But his expertise would be needed. Well, having more people there to know about Saxon culture would be better than a single person. Me.
Indeed. We'll see. We'll have to see how he fared after the experiences in the camp. It seemed like he probably got the worst of it of anyone.
And I did manage to convince my old companion, Tong, to go with. Speaking of which, I do have to introduce you to her.
Yes, I have a couple of people that I probably need to be introduced to that I have not quite met. One of which I was going to ask about. Did you ever convince your enthusiast of weapons and relics, but not so much an enthusiast of weapon craft to come with us?
Personally, I think she would be a lot happier here, helping supply the army with much needed supplies. I mean, it looks like she is kind of busy on working on her necklace. Is be away from that thing whenever you cast spells. It causes them to go awry.
Fascinating. With
It's
any luck, she has an idea of what she's going to do with that.
I have a feeling I know what she wants to do with it. However, hopefully we never have to come to that situation again. But to the point of what I wanted to discuss, do you know what lands the Saxons have been given?
I am familiar with some of the lands that they've been given. Many of them were close to my own homeland.
Then I think that we should watch the roads from wherever those lands are. And send in those that are perhaps less well known to Constance to warn the Queen. So, considering who that would be, that would only be Tom. If we decide to leave Vitea here.
Indeed.
I absolutely do not think that Erden should be the one to go in for his own sake and for the sake of the mission.
Yes, we are. Even putting personalities aside, anybody who's been seen and expelled from there is only adding extra risk to this mission. especially when we have the resources to be able to use anyone else.
Considering that we were not able to learn of when this is happening, perhaps we should head out sooner than later. I would be loath to reduce the strength of the army by our amount, but for this mission it would be necessary.
I think you have the right idea. My only caution is that we make sure we plan well before we leave.
Oui.
An ill-prepared plan is worse than no plan in this case.
Then perhaps we should take the time we have here to discuss that. And we can roleplay that between sessions if necessary. Don't want to detract from everyone else.
Fair enough. Alright. Henry, Tooth,
Party
Erden,
meeting.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
what are you doing when you wake up?
Probably getting food.
Getting food. Okay, that's fair enough. Mhm.
Food
You'll
and
find that
Did he
somebody
say
has
food or
already left
food?
food for you.
Okay.
It's two. It could be either.
He did say
Or
food,
both.
but yes.
And what looks like maybe a potion to continue to help you heal.
Okay. I'm also probably gonna head to bed because I'm zoning out. Like,
I'll say it's past your bedtime. So, don't you go to bed at like 7? Don't put me on.
those sound nice.
good night. I'll talk to you guys later. Have
Bye,
fun.
Megan.
Bye, Megan.
Don't do any arson without me.
What?
I said, don't do any arson without me.
No promises.
No promises.
It's very
I think-
unlikely.
Still of arson for a while.
Alright. Henry, what are you gonna do when you wake up?
Well, I am obviously gonna eat the food without question that's left in front of my wherever I'm at. Not really thinking about it, and then as I'm looking around, realizing that I'm the only one here, I will go to the training grounds because I've kind of not sure what else to do at this point in time, as I don't see anyone familiar.
Did you do just pass out wherever you were when you got back?
No, I just assumed everyone else was outside. It sounded like everyone had gone and done something.
Well, nobody put anything up last night. Everybody was just exhausted by the time they got back. And most people were. You guys fell asleep as other people were waking up. So you didn't really need to worry about protective anything because everybody else is awake. Your group is still there. They're talking and various. Some are writing letters, some are chatting.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Oh, okay. Well, then, I guess I will just kind of mosey around as nothing's really waiting for the meeting or direction or where we're going next. Because, yeah.
Take
if there's no
advantage of
training-
downtime.
Yeah, taking advantage of downtime. And then if there's no training or anything, nobody doing that kind of stuff, I'll just kind of find a quiet place and do some meditation and my own type of strength training.
Excellent. Sounds
Like
good.
that.
All right.
So, for Erden, I imagine it's when he first wakes up, he's feeling great, and then he feels all the pain all at once.
Yes. Yes, pretty much. It's like, oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh, nope, that was bad. Like, because you know how when you first wake up, you don't really move. You just kind of lay there and you're like, do I want to wake up? And then you move, and that's when it hits you that maybe you shouldn't. At least
like,
not that fast.
he twitches one finger and somehow all of his nerves activate at the same time.
As this happens to you, you just hear this voice go, I didn't realize you were so jealous of all of our scars. You really didn't have to go that far to be like everybody else.
Who's talking?
Zemris.
Or like, everybody like half twitch. Okay, first of all, I didn't try, and second of all, I know you've seen my left leg. I didn't need to.
Yeah, I did see your left leg. I've also seen parts of you I didn't want to see, but they wanted me to help heal you. So I did. You're welcome. I'm sorry I can't take the pain away, but at least your skin isn't, necrotic.
Thank you.
And you will notice there are parts on your arms and kind of along one side of your neck that have been bandaged up, and they do kind of feel weirdly sticky underneath the bandages. It's that weird. I don't know if any of you have ever gotten burned this bad, but like you get this weird sort of sticky residue from your body trying to heal you up. It's really gross.
Never been burned that bad, but I've seen pictures.
Yeah, I got burned by a hot plate in a chem lab. Because somebody in the lab previous to me did not turn their hot plate off. Yeah.
That's bad etiquette.
Yes, it is.
To say the least.
I'm really impressed though. Like I did have a scar from it on my arm, but it's gone now. Or this arm.
Anytime
I
I've
don't
been
remember which arm it
I
is.
thought I was also able to retreat from it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It happens now and then in food service.
But
I
yeah.
have normal heated bowls, whereas he just like picks them up, and I'm sitting here with like a
The dough press for pizzas.
like-
That was
like
Okay.
a heating pad, kind of not a heating pad, but like
a hot pad.
yeah, a hot pad, something like that. That you can that you put like a hot bowl on or something like that. I'm just sitting here with like that in between my hands and the bowl, and it's like, it's still hot. Okay.
I found out the hard way that one of my oven mitts had a hole in
Ooh.
Oh.
it, and I lost my pizza because I dropped.
That's always
Sad.
the
Didn't
worst.
have it on a pizza steel or anything?
No, well, okay, so I had it in. I actually, because it was a personal pizza, I had it in like a brownie tin that I just like put aluminum foil over it because it's one of those weird non-stick ones that doesn't work well with the pizzas. And I went to go grab the thing out, but my finger went through the hole and touched hot metal, so I just kind of like threw it in the air because it hurt. I mean, we're talking something that was sitting in the oven at 375 degrees. I'm surprised it didn't get burned. Like, I flew in the air and I flung that stupid mitt off, and my hand was in the sink, and I was just like, what the? It's like,
Ow.
why do we have this mitt?
Actually, I like how I haven't experienced an actual burn yet. I regularly bake, and I went through metal shop and still didn't burn myself.
What do you like to bake?
Generally it's just been cookies, but it's also been like breads like brioche and biscuits, buns,
Brioche is so
and
good.
did croissants a couple times. Those suck.
But that's awesome.
Croissants are rough to make.
That's so tasty to eat.
Love me a croissant.
I know, croissants.
Anyway,
Ern will
Well,
actually look over at Emerus and just look at him a little confused, like, I don't know whether honestly, I don't know whether to thank you or give a sarcastic "Oh, woe is you" for helping me.
woe is me. I'm not asking for pity or anything. I'm not upset. Well, I am upset that I had to help you, but mostly because I don't like having to fix my friends. I shouldn't have to.
He sounds like he did.
It's the act itself.
I prefer them to
It
stay
indicates
whole.
that they're hurt.
But I'm starting to realize that for some reason I ended up with a group of friends who are hell bent to do everything in their power to not stay whole.
That just sounds like friends.
Yeah, it does. Well, if you think about it, like generally attracts like. So if you were destined to get burned, then technically the rest of us were too.
The philosopher Aridin.
That's a terrifying idea. No,
Correlation does not mean causation.
Says the two God touched in the room.
Nothing to say in that regard. I mean, it's not like either one of us chose for that to happen.
No. No, we didn't.
Now, between you and me, I'm pretty sure that in my case, and I may be entirely wrong on this, but I think that the Lady of the League might have a thing for me. And I don't know what to do with this information.
Well, you have one of two choices. You either have to let her down now, or you run with it.
The thing is, I feel like I don't have a choice because if I let her down now, she can just kill me.
A real Gilgamesh situation.
That doesn't sound like her.
Just because she's the goddess of healing does not mean that she can't opt out of not healing at all. Should the situation arise.
So I
And
guess
with my
you have
luck,
to.
it will.
So I guess you have to run with it then.
She could heal him and then bring him back from the brink. I mean, she could hurt him and then bring him back from the brink.
That's true. Yes. I suppose.
I don't know, does she really... Well, then again, does she really actively keep track of where you are all the time?
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out this little pearl. Yes. Yes, she does.
You know, I had my hopes up for a second, but now... Yeah, don't. I understand now.
She knows everything. When I first met her, she had healed me from that public vision I had, the very first one. And she knew, I wouldn't say intimate things about me, but enough things that I know I didn't tell anybody else, except for Taliesin. And Taliesin doesn't really go around spilling people's secrets.
Keep the beans in the can.
So, don't know what to make of that. And then, when I was with my brothers, and we were doing a little questing for, it doesn't really matter why, but we came across her again. And she knew my brothers' names, whom I had never mentioned to her. But full names, occupation, the fact that one of my brothers was recently engaged. Yeah.
The lady of the lake is a stalker.
Lady
Just
of
a
the
little
Lake.
one.
Lady of the Lake has a sister that happens to know everybody who's alive because she feels them. Her sister is an unintentional stalker, and Erden worships her.
Well, I want to clarify that at some point, but not right now.
Or the family serves her.
Works together with.
I mean,
Worship a little strong.
her brother is also an unintentional stalker because he knows everybody who died.
Oh.
So
So he's like a stalker who's late to the game.
just kind of imagine them like veils. One is the veil to life, and one is the veil to death. So you have to go through them to get to either
Oh.
existence. So they just know. Yeah,
Comes with the territory.
exactly.
They pass the cards on to the others.
And there is a chance that if you've had to make death saving throws, Cernanos knows exactly who you are.
You already knew who Aridin was.
Mhm. His dog gave him a slobber stick.
I just imagine it's one of those things. You ever seen those comics where it's like, you finally die or whatever, and the death's like, oh, you're not slingshotting back this time. Like, you're dead, right? You're actually sticking around this time? Like, okay, come on. Let's go.
Alright, have you seen the meme of the Zealot Barbarian every time he dies?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Hey, welcome to. Oh, hey, welcome back.
Oh, yeah. I think I did see that recently.
That's a one-shot quips thing.
It's a one-shot
Yeah.
clips thing. I remember seeing this comic. I think it was on Facebook or something like that. But it's this, like, the Grim Reaper comes to this little lady's house to take her, and she is like, I don't know if she's blind or just really has bad eyesight, and she thinks it's her grandson come to visit, and he doesn't have the heart to say no, and so he like is there and has cookies with grandma, and then leaves at the end of the day. He's just like, okay. It's like, I'm not taking her yet. She's a sweet old lady.
I can't.
I can't.
So
She was
speaking
so
of
happy to see her grandson. I can't.
speaking of comics, if any of you have Webtoon, there's a D&D comic on there that's hilarious. That is called, hold on. Go away. Go away. Go away. Let me get to the weekly roll.
Yep.
So funny. Oh my gosh. It took me like maybe a day and a half to get caught up with all of them when I first found out about it.
Yeah, didn't my what's his name and I tell you about it field season this year?
Yeah. I looked it up after most people had left. Good stuff. Anyway.
After hearing all of that, Ern will just. Okay, yeah, that's not okay. Actually,
Yeah.
though, speaking of stalkeriness, she actually showed me something she knew about you at one point. I don't know. Actually, just looking around, is anyone like actively listening nearby?
No, you're kind of in the healing zone. Everybody's kind of quiet and they're just, dealing with patients.
All right then. So, I don't know. There was a vision of you. I think it was next to a stapler or something, and there was this kid bothering you. What was all that about?
Me next to a stable being bothered by a kid?
Yes.
I don't spend a lot of time in stables. And he's kind of looking around like, you can tell he's thinking like, don't think I've had very many conversations with kids since Uther.
Well, the kid himself wouldn't stand out, but like, you were, but you were actually like humoring everything the kid was saying.
Well, that doesn't sound like me.
Yes, I know, which is why I was asking about it.
Huh. Maybe she gave you a vision of the future, and I'm. Who am I kidding? I'm never gonna be free of them.
Well, technically you are because I gave it to you. So you didn't have to go through your whole basically body shutdown thing.
It's true. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's not fun. It's not a fun sensation. Okay. Huh. I'm gonna have to ponder this. Huh. And he looks like he is totally just like in the zone now, like trying to figure out what this means.
And is the banjo in reaching distance?
How are you to play when you're in that much pain?
Yeah, I would say so.
Or like kind of drag it over and like he'll he'll kind of just strum at least a little bit with at least one of his hands. It's like, I don't want to put this whole thing on my chest to play it properly. That's gonna hurt like hell. So kind of play like just a flat note song.
Okay.
Like the violin equivalent of Dad or something.
Pluck. Pluck.
Hot cross buns.
Emrys, like, absent-mindedly is kind of humming along, but he is definitely not in rhythm nor in tune.
He's not a bard.
No.
Oh no, Erden is actively watching this and then kind of changes the tune to something else and sees how Emrys responds to it.
He's quick enough on the uptake that you've changed it, but that does not make it any better. And he's still very distracted by whatever whatever he's thinking about now.
And like slowly makes it a little more chaotic just to see how poorly he keeps up with that. Just like this just subtle friend mind game.
Huh? Yeah. This will probably go on for a while before he just like finally notices what you're doing and then just looks at you and then just gets up and walks away.
Guys, come again. Oh, damn it. He's like, oh, ow, that's my fingers. I really shouldn't have done that for so long.
And about the time he walks away, Leoflin will come over and apply another dose of nice cooling salve on you. And I think with that, we will end the session for today. And before 10 o'clock, partially because I have been up since 6. No, earlier. No, I guess it was 6. I don't even know. It was still dark out, and my cat woke me up, and then I couldn't fall back asleep, so I gave up and decided to work on my paper. Even though I went to bed at 11:30 last night, working on that paper